Hey everyone, Tony Ivanov here, lead trader and mentor of TradeBuddy, and today I'm going to go over a video lesson of some trades today. I actually took a loss today, unfortunately. I took 3 trades on BOXL, the same name. The first trade I was up at one point, unrealized $600, and then it came all the way back down super fast, and then eventually was had to take that one as a small loss, and then because of missing out on that initial trade, not getting that big big profit, I kind of was revenge trading this. I kept trying to buy the dip and it just kept breaking lower and lower on me. So I'm going to break down exactly what I did wrong on BOXL and also the crazy move that is SNES up 387%, and exactly how you could have played it and made lots of money on it. I unfortunately did not play this one after I was down on BOXL. I kind of didn't want to trade anything else, but looking back, of course, in hindsight, this one was super strong. I first saw this one down in the 50s, but of course no one expects it to go up to $1.54, so that's just how it is. But we're going to break down those trades and break down the strategy that I use to day trade every day, so make sure you stay around for this whole video. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, so we're going to go over the trades of today. The first trade I did was on BOXL. We were watching BOXL because this one had pre-market news. Let me bring over my news streamer just so I can show you guys. BOXL had news today announcing exclusive partnership with Multi-Touch Interactives. Now, when we were scanning pre-market, this was the only thing that had news. There was nothing else gapping up on really strong news. There were other news releases, but some of them were just kind of not really important PRs. And to me, it seemed like BOXL had the best possible news. It had a very nice morning, or a pre-market gap up, and was looking very strong during pre-market. You can see it had a very nice pattern forming here. BOXL, if you're not familiar, is a recent runner. We've been trading this one before. This one went all the way from the low 3s up to high 17s, and it's been pretty volatile ever since. So we've been really watching this one closely, and whenever it has news, we like to jump on it because other traders are familiar with it and they're more likely to jump on it as well. BOXL is a low float of around, let me see, where's BOXL? Okay, it's not on this list for some reason. I think it's like a 2 million share float, some around there. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. So BOXL, I was looking for a morning dip buy because one thing I've noticed on these pre-market gap ups is that they always, or almost always, have a morning dip. They have a morning dip that goes into a retest of high day and then it fails. So the area that I was looking to dip by BOXL was right around this little area here. I was initially looking at the 890s, but I was also looking at off of the $8.50 support down here. So this one opened up, had a pretty big sell-off from 915 down to 867, and then that's where I decided to do my dip buy. So I bought, let me see, I bought only 500 shares of BOXL at an average of 879, so a bit higher off of that risk. That was just kind of how it happened with the market order that I used, and then this instantly squeezed on up to a high of 969, but it only went up here for around a second, and I just wasn't fast enough on my sell, because when I was watching level 2, it looked like once you broke over the pre-market highs that it was going to squeeze up higher. But what I should have done just to guarantee partial profits was I should have just left a limit order 1 cent under the high of day, just so, you know, when it pops up, I'm filled immediately. The order is waiting there. I don't have to wait for it to pop up and then send my order, because that just introduces more slippage and it can rob you of your potential profits. So that's one thing I'm going to implement from now on. Whenever I do these dip buys, I'm always going to have a partial sell set at the resistance, just so when it does pop up and hits that level, I'm instantly filled and I have my profits guaranteed. So then it fell all the way back down. I was looking for it to, double bottom and bounce back up, but it didn't. Cracked the support, dropped really fast down, and I sold this one unfortunately in the 849 area. So pretty substantial loss there on 500 shares, and that kind of made me hesitant to trade a bit more. But because at the time that I was trading BOXL, this was the only stock that I saw that had news, I really thought that this was going to catch support and it was going to squeeze back up towards high of day. I was not aware of the monster that was SNES at this time. It wasn't popping up on my scanners because it was too low priced. So I kept trying to dip buy BOXL, just readjusting my risk level, which was kind of not the smartest thing to do because there was really no obvious previous high of day to dip buy off of. This was kind of just randomly guessing where it would dip. You can see there's no real support looking back on the chart. So that was just kind of my bad, and that's the reason why I failed all these trades. They were not great planned trades. They were not off of previous levels of resistance. And one thing also is that this stock wasn't uptrending. It failed its morning spike. So I'm not really sure why I was so adamant on dip buying this one. I kind of just thought the news would really carry it. But that's one thing that you really have to avoid doing as a day trader is you can't really get married to the news and married to the stock. The only thing the news does is brings in traders. If those traders don't buy the stock and they don't see value in it, then no matter how good the news is, it's not going to go anywhere. And that's really what happened today. Apparently people didn't really care too much about BOXL's news, or they were over at SNES trading there. You can see SNES had blowout dollar volume down here. Dominated everything else in the market today as far as small caps go. So that's kind of what happened on BOXL. And eventually I took 2 more trades and I lost a couple more $100 on those. Eventually it got really illiquid. The time that I stopped trading, it was on the here on this crackdown here. One thing that this is this is a descending triangle. So this is not a gradual descending wedge. This is a descending triangle, which is ultimately a bearish pattern. What you have here is you have a level of support that is being held up by strong buyers. But every time it bounces off of that support, it goes lower and lower and lower, which shows that there is more and more selling pressure squeezing it on down. And eventually, if it keeps testing that level of support and it's not moving up, it means that it's the same buyers holding the same level. And eventually, the more it's tested, the more that those buyers are going to get taken out, and then it's going to crack. And that's exactly what happened. So hindsight's 20/20. I should have recognized this pattern a bit earlier. I shouldn't have really been playing with this one anyways, because it was a lot less liquid, a lot less volatile, and it just wasn't the... It's not an uptrending stock. There's a very big difference between this and this. This is clearly an uptrending stock. This one was a monster today. SNES had news, apparently very big news. Didn't seem too extravagant to me, but here it is. The Department of Pesticide Regulation in California has proposed to register SNES Tech, the pest control, to be sold and used in California. Now, the one thing that really blocked my vision of this news was the proposed. So that one word made it seem not so strong to me, because it wasn't set in stone, it was just proposed. But of course, after I read more into the news release later into the day, it seems like it's pretty guaranteed. They already have the trade shows booked. They've been preparing for the past few months. So it seems like, even though it's only proposed, that it's they're pretty confident that they're going to be accepted after 30 days. So that's the news that made this just squeeze up like crazy. This was not moving so much in the morning, but at around 10 o'clock, 10:15, it just squeezed up on massive volume. Now, You can see this moved from the low 40s up to 85 in basically one big move. You can see here's a bull flag. I didn't really play this because by the time that I got back to the market after stepping away, it was right up here in 65 cents. I didn't know how far this could go. It seemed like it was already very overextended, and I didn't really want to hop into this. But you can see that break of the bull flag squeezed it up from the 60s up to really 86. Found resistance at 86. Let's look at the daily chart real fast. You can see how beat down this stock is. And the support at 86, or the resistance at 86, I don't see it on the chart. I remember drawing out that level, but there's obviously very clear resistance at 97 cents, and then there was a gap fill from 97 cents up to $1.35. We have the 200 moving average at $1.22, so I drew that out as well. You can't see it on this one, but if I move to the 5-minute, you'll see there's a 200-day moving average. I just drew a horizontal line so I can see what it is on the intraday price, and you can see this one was the one to dip by. This one had a very clear strategy and a very clear pattern. You can see after every breakout, it retested the previous day high every single time it happened here. So here's the previous high. There's the retest right here. Here's a previous high. There's the retest. And those were the main two areas that you could have done it. These were very, very clear dip buys that I unfortunately once again missed out on because I didn't really want to trade anything else and increase my losses. Not the best thing to do when there's such a great pattern there. But at the same time, like I said, this one seemed just so overextended to me, and I didn't really believe that it was going to go much higher. But I was dead wrong, and you know, that's okay. You're never going to be 100% right in the stock market. You're never going to be able to know exactly how far these things can go. But one thing I did do is I played it safe. Because I didn't trust it, I didn't trade it. And while I wasn't able to reap this massive profit, at least I just listened to my gut, and I didn't get the fear of missing out, and I didn't chase this. Of course, it's up at $1.54 now, so I mean, pretty much wherever you chased, you would kind of be fine. Not condoning chasing whatsoever, because you could have bought, you know, right here, and you'd be down like 16%, which no one wants. But you know, I'm glad that I was able to just listen to my gut and avoid trading it. Obviously, some very nice lessons learned. Whenever I see this pattern, the dip off of the previous support, I'm going to strike it every single time now. I know I've said that before, but now after seeing it once again, it's kind of bothering me that I missed this one. So, plan for tomorrow is just to watch SNES for any continuation. This one is only the first green day. This could turn into a very big runner. We'll see how it goes, and we'll take it one trade at a time. So, that's the video lesson for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, leave a subscription, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so you're notified on any new videos. If you have any questions or concerns, leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to answer your question as soon as I can. You can also send me an email, tony@tonyivanov.com. I do not have any other email addresses, so make sure you avoid those, the people in the comments who try to impersonate me. I will not ask you to email me directly, and if I do, it'll only be at tony@tonyivanov.com. So thank you all so much, and I hope to see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Thanks.